Hey, everybody, welcome to the Joe Zone.
Hey, guys.
Looks like it's just me and Shane for right now. Hopefully, Dave will get to join us here shortly. But anyway, we got a lot of exciting stuff tonight, mate, hopefully. And we're going to start out, I believe, with a video that Dave did. And then whose collection we showing tonight, Shane?
Chris Brennan.
Chris Brennan. A member of our group sent us pictures of his collection, correct?
Yes.
Pictures. So anybody watching, you guys in the group, send us, you're more than welcome to be on the show and talk about your collection. But if not, if you just, maybe you don't like talking in public or whatever, that's fine. You can send us pictures of your collection or a video, whatever, and share. We love seeing collect. I mean, hey, that's what we collect for, right? To have things to, show off to our friends and also, hey, look, things that we have in common and enjoy. We like seeing these things. I like seeing how people do displays and how they pose their figures, how they organize them, set them up, and stuff like that. So we get good ideas from one another too from these things. So by all means, send in your pictures. If you want to get on the show and talk about them, that's great too. So we're going to be doing that, and then as mentioned last week, and hopefully everybody got their list made up. And when we get to that part of the show, you can post them in the comments. But we're looking for classified figures that have not been announced or shown, or no details have been mentioned about the character. We want you to the 10 figures that you believe will be announced or made by the end of the year 2024. Okay. So, and if you want to throw in a long shot figure that, hey, it probably won't get made, but I'm going to throw it in there. If that figure does end up getting announced or made, you get 3 extra points. Okay. And so what we're going to do at the end of the year, last show of the year, probably the first show of January, we'll go back through everybody's list and see who predicted the most figures that were made and announced. And I'm gonna myself donate a special gift to that person. I'm gonna exclude myself, so if I win, it'll go to the next person in line. I probably won't get half of them right. So, but I'm gonna exclude myself from it since I got the gift. But I want to do something to kind of get people excited about it, and so I got a couple of different things in mind. But I promise you, it'll be a really good gift, a really nice gift. It'll be Joe related. So hope that'll encourage everybody to jump on there and get their list. So if you haven't got your list and you're watching, you got about 30 minutes or so, or 45 minutes or whatever to put the list together. Like I said, 10 figures that you think will be made or be announced by the end of the year. Okay.
Are we going to include figures with their possible vehicle also?
If you want to.
Okay, because I've got 2.
I know, because right now there's some that's rumored, and I didn't put them on my list, but there are some that's rumored, and that's fine, because right now they're just rumored. It don't mean that until they're actually officially announced by Hasbro, anything's game. If it's been announced by Hasbro, which I think, really, I wish I was going to look and see if I could find a list of things that has been announced, because I'm losing track of. They've announced so much lately, but we'll kind of go through them and see, and see what people's got on there. But anyway, is that Dave or is that the video?
That's the guy, the man, the legend.
Earlier I said, "Hey, Dave's here," and Shane said, "Oh, it's just his video." And
I got poor John confused.
If I hold still long enough, you think I'm on pause, right?
Okay, so anyway, I guess we'll let Shane go ahead and roll the video unless Dave's got something he'd like to say before we get started here.
Nah, go ahead and roll the video.
All right.
I just showed up earlier and I thought I was gonna.
All right, here we go.
That fat grump doing. Hey guys. First, let me apologize. I missed last week, and being the resident DC expert, sharing that honor with Timothy. I guess I really didn't want to let this whole McFarlane thing go without saying something about it. I had actually spent a bunch of time trying to add pictures to this and some sound effects and make it more entertaining and try to lighten up the mood, I guess. And looks like I dumped something on myself, don't it? Oh well. Anyways, that didn't work out. Someday one of you guys, it's a lot more tech savvy than I am, will have to come over here and help me get polished and figure things out. But this is my second attempt at doing this, and I really want to. I want to call this collector math because we all got a general idea, anyways, of what happened. McFarlane came out and announced another Build-A-Figure wave that's exclusive to the shop, right? Their web store, and lo and behold, they're listed at $39.99 a piece, which, I have to be perfectly honest with you, was an enormous kick in the head after being into this line for, I guess it's 3.5 years. It wasn't really particularly welcome news. I think you can all agree on that. I got to say, though, even more disturbing than that is a lot of the guys with the bigger pages and the bigger sites and everything else, here they come whining and crying and basically screaming for boycott. And you guys you spend the money on these things and you're going to ruin the collector world. And, oh, it'll be Hasbro and Mattel and Super 7 and insert toy company here that'll be doing it next. But I hope you all noticed that they all threw in the lovely little disclaimer. Saturday morning toys. What is that? He does some cool stuff, right? Articulated Ninja could live without the attitude and the language, but he actually comes out with some good stuff too. But they both throw in the little disclaimer that, oh, I don't really collect McFarlane anyways. Well, thanks for nothing, because you're not in a position to have to do what those of us that do are, and that's some collector math. And let's talk about collector math, because we've all done it, whether we recognize it or not. Geez, I really did dump something on myself, stupid old slob. Anyways, probably oil. Oh well. Anyways, let's do some collector math, and we've all done this. So let's talk about the dilemma that those of us that have been collecting McFarlane stuff for a while and are DC fans, this is where we get put, right? And I'm sorry, I tried to add pictures, it wouldn't record them for some reason. Anyways, here's the Superman, right? A really, really nice Golden Age Superman that's included in this Monitor Crisis Build-A-Figure wave, right? I don't even want to talk about the face sculpt. People are whining and crying, blah blah. I actually like it very much because it's an older Superman, right? Here's where the collector math comes in. Do you need him? No, you don't. Even for a Crisis Wave. Would the Crisis Wave have a big hole in it without him? Yes. But is he crucial to a Crisis Wave? No, because there's a lot of other Superman figures out there that you could kind of wiggle in there. Is he critical to this Superboy Prime figure? Yeah, actually. There's not much sense in having one without the other, especially now that the Crisis Wave exists, and you all know what I mean. So, is he crucial? No. Do I already have $20 tied up in a connector? Yeah, but $40. $40 is hefty, right? Hefty. If you gotta have a Golden Age Superman for like a JS18, this one that came out a little while ago will fit just fine. And you probably already spent the money on him at $30, right? So All Golden Age soups, super critical to a non-completist collector, because I should clarify that. We're talking about non-completists here. No, not really. So is $40, is he worth $40? No. Let's do the Build-A-Figure. Let's talk about the Build-A-Figure. The Anti-Monitor himself. Is there a better picture of him here? I thought there was. I guess not. Sorry, guys. The headless Anti-Monitor. Is he awesome from a DC collector standpoint? Yes. What's the collector math on him? Well, this one gets a little more difficult, because if you got the Anti-Monitor at $40, right? So some collector math worked in there, right? And now we got this Target exclusive Wave Rider for another $20. So I got $60. I got $60 dumped into a Crisis Wave already. So do I need the monitor? And that's the Build-A-Figure. Do I need him? Well, gets a little harder, doesn't it? Not to mention the fact, if you stop and think, well, geez, if I got any monitor and I got the monitor and I get a Golden Age Superman and Wave Rider, Pariah's missing, Harbinger's missing, good headband Supergirl. The math gets a little harder, doesn't it? To say that, is the monitor worth $40? Gets a little tougher, doesn't it? It's collector math. Gets worse. I'll do this guy. Psycho Pirate. Psycho Pirate is necessarily, he's not famous for being in the Legion of Doom. He's not really famous for being connected to anybody, but he's such a major player in everything that's happened in the DC universe for the last 40 years that you really got to have Psycho Pirate, right? You seriously, if you're a DC collector, you have to have Psycho Pirate. So he doesn't have a lot of math associated with him other than you really, really want him. So is he worth $40? Guess you'll have to decide, won't you? Spectre. Now let's look. Everybody wants a JSA, right? You're not going to have the Spectre without JSA. So let's do the collector math. And trust me, I'm trying to illustrate what's going on here. I'm not just showing off a bunch of junk that I got sitting around here. No idea what the market is on this guy right now. Probably, to be blunt, too damned high. But a classic Hawkman, $30. Alan Scott, whichever version you ended up with of Alan Scott, let's just give him $30. Dr. Fate, one of the other of the versions that's been released, the movie or the game, right? I chose the game, $20. Right, Jay Garrick Flash, $20. Is the JSA still missing a pretty good chunk of characters? Yes. But is it about halfway there if you get the Spectre? Yes. Collector math. Mr. Spectre worth $40? You still have to decide, but it's getting closer, isn't it? Oh, look. There's a picture of the monitor that actually has a head, but you get the idea. Great sculpt, by the way. This is where your math is going to get very, very difficult for you if you're a DC collector. And this is what McFarlane is banking on. And before I go, before I get into this math here, I have actually praised McFarlane for doing this in the past by giving us assortments, 4 or 5 figure waves, right, with a member from each team, so that we're getting closer all the time to finishing our teams, to finishing our squads, to finishing our leagues, societies, legions, right? Whatever. Let's put the hands aside. The more I look at this picture, the more I realize it's really not his hands. It's these gauntlets. It's a little wonky. But Wally West, Kid Flash. You ready for the math on this one? Let's go through it. We got Impulse, $20. We got Beast Boy, Walmart exclusive. We want to count the gas in this one, but we won't. $20. An older iteration version of Kid Flash, but still it's Wally, right? $20. I think he was an exclusive too. You guys will correct me if I'm wrong. Here's where it gets fun. Nightwing, Build-A-Figure Wave, $25. Again, older version, but here's Roy. Arsenal. Build-A-Figure, $25. Donna Troy, aka Wonder Girl. Not a classic, more modern, but hey, still, right? Titans, $25. Raven, $25. Build-A-Figure Wave. What did we get from that Build-A-Figure Wave? We got a large, very cool, modern iteration of Beast Boy. So let's do the math so far. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Build-A-Figures. There's $100. And for that, you got 5 figures, right? You're into the Titans for $100 now. $20, $20, $20. Guess what? $160. Now, I didn't dig them all out individually, and believe it or not, one of them was last one of the worst figure of last year. This Aquaman from Flashpoint. If you bought all of those Flashpoint figures, all 4 of those big Build-A-Figures, Build-A-Wave, at $25 a piece, which is another $100, you got Cyborg. $260. $260. You're already into your Titans. $40 too much now. Here's the thing with McFarlane, and this is what makes the math hard. He's not going to re-release, right? And whatever is out is out. So whatever version has been released, that's it. It's never going to be redone, and it's never going to be re-released. He really genuinely does, quote unquote, believe in a strong secondary market, end quote, because he, in his mind, that helps his brand value. So all of these clowns want to go, don't buy them. Well, this is collector math, right? You kind of get to a point where you got to wonder how much am I willing to sacrifice? How much of my hard-earned money that I already spent, how much of that am I willing to throw away to devalue my collection with giant holes in it because I decided to stamp my feet and say, I'm not buying that wave because you decided to gouge us. Sorry, Todd, that's a gouge. $15 is a lot. That's a huge price increase for a Build-A-Figure. Now, I get it that your collector wave figures are actually $30 because they've got better paints and better sculpts and blah, blah, blah. Fine. It's still a $10 increase, right? Guys, you know what collecting is? When you get into these lines, I don't care if it's Marvel Legends, I don't care if it's Star Wars, I don't really care who it is. It's an unspoken promise between the manufacturer and you that your collection is not going to end up with big holes in it. As long as we continue to support the line, we're not going to end up with big holes, right? We'll get our teams, our legions, our societies, our leagues. Those will get finished, right? So the promise is we'll continue to supply to you what you want, and we will continue to buy them. What happens if that trust is violated by a huge price increase like this? Look, you guys, these guys can whine and cry and call it capitalism, and they can call it, this, and they can call it that, and they can corporate gouging or all this other crap that everybody wants to come up with, or just call it greed. I really don't care. You want it boiled down to, guys, it's a breach of trust. This was a giant breach of trust. I trusted them to finish these teams that they started at a reasonable price, not gouge me when I got close to the end. It's that simple. You don't get 3.5 years into something and then have them, yank the rug out from underneath you like that. That's pretty crappy. Now, here's the thing. Am I saying I'm not going to buy that wave? You guys remember there was a presidential campaign. I swear it was Clinton, which may or may not actually exclude some of you guys from actually being able to remember it firsthand anyway. The slogan in that campaign boiled down to, it's the economy, stupid. You remember that? You guys remember that? It's the economy, stupid. Truer words have not been spoken. You want me to commit to $150, because there is no discount program like Pulse membership or anything else to save on the shipping. You only spend $150 on 5 figures, basically, that I really, really need to make sure I don't end up with holes. So it's the economy, stupid. I throw away all that money that I've already spent, or I throw away money on price increases that are just flat out unfair. I don't mean to be so negative, guys, but I think, you know what, if you don't collect McFarlane, great. It's easier to have an opinion, isn't it? What are we going to do if this happens with the classified line? What are we going to do if it happens to Marvel Legends or Star Wars? What if Valaverse decided to pull this stunt? The economy's stupid. So the answer is, I don't know. The answer for right now is I can't. Which, to be perfectly honest with you, it makes me want to toss them all in a tote and just forget about it. Right? Rick did this last weekend, showing all of these lines and these figures and stuff that he's had in these totes for these longest times. I guarantee you all of those lines died unfinished with big holes in them. This is the kind of crap that kills lines. You frustrate collectors. It's a bad idea. Check off your customer base. Real bad idea. I can tell you this right now, having been in business, 3 times, 2 times, seriously. You'd rather have a smaller profit margin and 10 dedicated customers than a wider profit margin and 50 fly-by-nights. But I go, hey, what do I know, right? I tell you what I know. This is where McFarlane really, really screwed up. Really, really screwed up. Calabac came out this past year. Sucker's the size of my head. What an absolutely gorgeous figure. Fantastic. $40. $40 for this bowling ball. The first of many promised new God figures, right? Will I buy any more new God figures after Calabac? The answer is an emphatic no. I will not. Everybody knows I'm a Bat fan. This came out. Kingdom Come Batman. Actually, fantastic figure. The potential to be easily in the top team lines of figures within McFarlane. First one. Will I be buying any more Kingdom Come figures from Mr. Todd? No. You want to know why? Because he already violated the trust. I do not trust him to get those lines any further down the pike without gouging me over fear of having holes. This Superman right here, due out next week. Beautiful Silver Age soups, big smiley face. Fantastic to be able to finish the largest collection I have within the McFarlane, which was a Silver Age Justice League, right? Modern's going, Silver Age Justice. Makes me not want to get that figure and just make do with any of the number of other Supermans I already have that'll pass. Because he violated the trust. So it's not that we as the customer is going to sit here and stamp our feet and throw a little fit and hold our breath and cry and whine and complain about a price increase. We're mad because you devalued our entire collection. You decided that a massive price increase was more profitable and meant more to you than loyal customers for the last 3.5 years that have been diligently building these teams. And you decided to take advantage of that situation. I don't know where I stand with McFarlane right now. I really don't, guys. There's a part of me that would like to put all of it up for sale, even though most of it's not worth anything, because guess what? It didn't really hold its value. I don't know. That's my rant for last week. You can call it whatever you want, guys. But the fact is, it was just a flat-out violation of trust between a company and its customers. That's all. See you. Yeah. I guess I don't need to say much of anything else, do I?
I think you had great points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, it's the same thing. You know, they broke your trust. It's what it all boils down to.
Yeah, that's the honestly, guys, that's the only real conclusion I can come to. It's like I said, a lot of us have been really diligent about buying stuff, build a figure waves and chasing down all these stupid exclusives and the distribution horror show that we've had over the last 3 years just to get, really, really kicked like that. It's just a $15, $60 increase for a wave of 4 figures. That is so unacceptable. When the base figures are still $20, you're going to mark up the special figures by almost the cost of an entire other figure. That's insane. That's insane.
Have they said? Because I know it's the wave's exclusive just to the McFarlane store, right?
Yep, it is.
Have they said what the is it low produced numbers?
Oh no, they don't give you they don't.
I mean,
I think that kind of goes without saying, at least in their marketing, anyways, because it's it's exclusive, so it has to be exclusive, right? Or limited, I guess I should say, but they didn't specifically say that.
Because generally, exclusives, that's why they cost more, because they're limited. But I'm like you. I mean, it's a whole wave, and it had. Of course, there may be a lot of people, say, "Well, I just ain't going back," because I see it's all still available. The only thing that's sold out is the Spectre.
Is the Spectre? Yep. Yep. Because and you know why that is, but that's because people are desperate to be working on their JSA. Yeah. That's their collector math. They want that JSA team finished. And that is the only Spectre they're going to get. So
I don't know if they were $35, because like you said, the collector's edition's $30 now, and if they were exclusive to the store and they were $30, to me $35 would have been a maybe a reasonable price, but $40, I mean, 15's just. I'm like you. 15's just a big jump. I mean,
It's huge. It's huge.
Huge jump.
Yep, it's huge. And we're not even, when I throw around those numbers, I'm not even counting some of the shipping that's been paid on those, and I'm certainly not talking about the sales tax that's been paid on all of those. So it's just, like I said, it's a rant. I get it. I will be perfectly honest with you. I am still seriously on the fence about McFarland at this point because I don't trust him.
Yeah, I don't see where he, someone that does his own business, I don't see where he thought that was going to be acceptable in any way. Because if it's just saying, if I quoted you a job for $25 and then next week I quoted you the same job for $40, you're going to wonder why. But, I do also get that the material may have went up some with the economy, like you was talking about the economy, because I see that every day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Material in my line of work goes up and it go down, and it go up and it go down. That's why when we give someone a quote on a job, we always tell them this is for 2 weeks only. We can only honor that price for 2 weeks.
Right. And
so I don't know how his material, issues would be. I know that he would get a better deal by buying more in bulk. So, I mean, I don't know though. But it's like $32 a figure.
See, here's the thing. We've all done this. If we got a heads up from McFarland Toys, an apologetic heads up from McFarland Toys explaining why we were about to have a considerable price jump, you know what? We can all sit here and relate to that because we do that weekly with our groceries or supplies of any kind. Honestly, anything that we're buying is going up pretty much. But we didn't get that. We get some BS about it. Is not necessarily indicative of pricing in the future. It's like anytime anybody starts with the legalese and legal terminology, they're full of it. And this, the idea was don't worry, they're just floating this idea out there. You know what? He's a big enough business. He had the number 1 and 2 toy lines last year. He's way too big now to be floating ideas about price increases. It's a price increase.
Yep. My honest opinion is he's sticking his toe in there to test the water.
Well,
to see where and how he can go up.
But $15 is a big jump.
Yeah, but like I said, once again, being in the line of business that I am, better not give my secrets away, should I? You start high.
Yeah, you have to.
And then you work your way back down to where you wanted to be to begin with.
Right.
Like I said a while ago, if I tell you $55, I may have wanted $25, but we're going to work our way down.
Right.
And I shouldn't be saying this, but it's a business mentality.
Right.
Because you want to make money, but you want to also make your customer feel that they got a great deal.
Right.
So that's what he's doing. I see what he's doing. He jumped that up $15. And next time he may be just $9 up. And then people are like, oh, that's great. He only went up $9. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do 100%. This, I guess, guys, we've had this discussion before. I guess what really bothers me, is that let's face it, we all have addictive personalities, right? Every collector of everything has an addictive personality. That's actually what's being manipulated here, right? Yep. That really, really bugs me. That really bugs me because, let's face it, if we weren't interested in getting hooked on these lines, we never would have bought the first one, right? Because we all know what happens. Every one of us is smart enough to know that if we buy one toy in one line, that it's like a Lay's potato chip, can't only have just one. That's not what we do. This is like a bait and swap, right?
Yeah. It's like me. I said, I'm not going to buy these Dungeons and Dragon figures. Not going to buy them. The animated series, And then I'll be dang if I didn't walk into Ollie's and they got 50% off and they're like $5. I'm like, what's it going to hurt? I found myself yesterday looking on eBay for the other ones. Stupid.
Yep.
Stupid.
We all
Why
do
you
it.
do that?
We all do
Why
it.
you do that? I mean, it's an addiction. It's we're filling in for things that emotional distress, emotions,
It is an
depression.
emotional thing.
I mean, whatever it is.
Eh,
It's something that we do this to make ourselves feel good about something.
Right.
We may not think it is that, but it really is.
Well, it is. It's a memory. It's a what I mean, some of us are in it for the nostalgia of it all. Some of it's in it for the hunt. Some of are in it for the new adventure. We've all got our own individual reasons, but it's a very an emotional thing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that's being manipulated and played on right now.
It
And
is.
to be honest with you, preyed on right now because that's a gouge, man.
It's like I told my wife, for me, it's because when I was a kid, I couldn't afford these things.
Right.
I couldn't go to Walmart and buy a G.I. Joe figure. I could go look all day long. And then I might get one or two for my birthday or for Christmas or something like
exactly.
that.
Right.
But I never could just walk into the store and grab an armful and walk out.
No.
And now I can go in there and I can pick up these figures. It's an emotional thing, It plays on it's a mind thing,
Well, big time.
And that's what he's doing. He's playing with your mind because, let's face it, Spectre, Psycho Pirate guy, those figures, people want those.
Yep.
And then your Build-A-Figure is someone that everybody's been wanting
for 40 years.
Right. So now I got to get it. I got to get it. He's playing that emotion.
Yep.
I mean, it's how it's business.
Yep. And to tell you the honest truth, if it weren't the economy that we're in right now, this wouldn't have even been a discussion. Everybody would have spent the money. If this was COVID, you would have had a whimper or a moan or a groan here, but man, everybody would have had it. They'd have had them.
Even had that. Yeah, it's memories.
Yep.
If the regular figures were now $25, but they're still $20. That's what gets me.
Right, exactly.
If it had bumped them up to 25 and bumped up the Build-A-Figures at Walmart and Target to 30, then he says, okay, these are exclusive to my store. They're going to be 40 a piece. He probably could have sold it a little better.
Right.
But the simple fact, people saying, well, it's not really a price increase because of materials and things, because his other figures are still the same price.
Right. This was
on the other hand, it's probably going to deter scalpers because now they're going to have to pay a premium price and not make $5 off of it.
And you know what? I'd love to think Mr. Todd did that on purpose, but we know that's not true because he actually likes scalping. He wants that. He wants that to happen.
I think he liked it so much. He said, "Well, just cut out the middleman. I'll do the scalping myself."
Exactly. But think about it. I mean, it's like everybody that ran right out and bought that Spectre figure for $40. I want you to think about this. They actually, between their sales tax and $15 to ship one figure, $60. They paid $60 for that figure. That's crazy.
If you buy every figure, that's $160 before taxes.
Yeah.
All right. With the Build-A-Figure, that'll make it $32 a figure before taxes and shipping.
Yep.
So you're a good $50-$60 in.
Oh, I know.
And here's the thing: if you buy the whole set of all four, you can get them for $135. He knocks $15 off.
Right.
So that tells me that he could sell them cheaper to begin with.
Why didn't you just do that? Right.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just do that? Yeah. It's a test, all right. It was a test to see what they could get away with.
Yeah.
And not strictly on the financial side of it. It was the emotional side of it. Just how hooked are they?
But the simple fact that Hasbro's gone up on the classified and the Marvel Legends, they went from 20 to 25.
Yep.
He could have went from 20 to 25 on his, and nobody would have said a thing because everybody else is doing it.
That's right.
So that's what I don't understand. Why go up on this one wave so drastically when you could have went up on all the regular waves just $5 and made a lot more money that way?
He's absolutely killing it with his collector waves. These $30 figures, because let's face it, the paint on them is a lot better, and we're getting characters that are in high demand, and that we've got chase figures. he's killing it with this collector wave. Why in the world did they shoot themselves in the foot this way with just having to discover something, right? Whether it be just how hooked are we or how much money can we make or both, who knows? I don't really care. I genuinely, guys, and it makes me sad because I've got a lot of McFarlane stuff here and I'm sitting here looking at it going, I don't need another line just sitting in totes. I went through that before and when I sold off everything a few years ago because I just had tonnage of stuff that, just kind of died. The DC Universe collection from Mattel. John and I have had this conversation before. Absolutely fantastic. That thing was, man, that was awesome from beginning to end until they changed it up. When Matty Collector went away and they changed everything about the line, it changed. That was absolutely fantastic. And you know what? Mattel went way above and beyond to make sure our teams were filled. They went so far as to sell us that Legion set. Remember? They sold us an entire team all at once.
Yep.
And it sold out literally in minutes, remember? Yeah. I mean, even the gimmicky empty slot for the invisible character and everything. Everybody loved that stuff,
And they reproduced it again.
Yeah, because guess what?
Yeah.
People wanted it. So if you want it, sell it to them.
Yeah.
And, I guess that was a long time ago now in toy time, I guess. But Mattel did that one right. And no one seems to have matched it yet. Not my opinion, anyways. So we had figure a month. Remember? Were you a member of that? Mm-hmm. We had an exclusive figure every month that showed up in our mailbox.
Yep.
For what, 2 years? Plus,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, plus club exclusives, plus website exclusives. Remember, they had a couple of figures that were exclusive to just the forums, just to get people on the forums. Yep. All you had to do was sign an account out for an account. You were eligible to buy it, and they didn't go, 15 minutes later, we sold out of them. Sorry. Oh no, you ordered it. You were going to get it. Mm-hmm. Things have changed, guys. But this whole thing with McFarlane, I don't think we need to beat it to death anymore. I'd like to have some fun tonight. But this was just a flat out kick. Just a huge kick, and I think they're going to end up regretting it. To be perfectly honest with you, I really do. I'm not starting any new teams. I know that.
I'm willing to bet that you will see these discounted before long.
I hope so.
Like I said, in my opinion, he is testing that water.
Yep. Well,
where he can go with it, and with only one of those figures selling out so far, they'll be discounted soon.
Yeah.
I bet you he'll knock $10 off quickly.
I hope he goes broke on him.
I don't know if he'll go broke, but he might take a hit.
I hope he takes a big hit. I hope they learn something from it. You want to come at us and talk to us with reason, because look, prices are up. We get it. And if you have to, you have to. But don't pass it off and then just spread the legalese stuff to us like we're fools and we're going to buy anything that you try to feed us. It's just not going to happen. So anyways, sorry I missed last week. Thank you, Nancy.
Are you good? You good?
Appreciate that. Yeah, Corey, I got your message and I knew I was live, but I thought I had my mic muted, but I was putzing around with Tunnel Rat here and while listening to my own voice in my own head. So I appreciate the heads up just the same. So,
all right.
Cool. What are we doing? What
are we ready for the next?
Doing?
We're ready for the next little thing.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get it pulled up here.
When you want me to read this, Shane? This.
Just as I'm flipping through the pictures.
Okay.
And then we can.
All right. So what we're looking at is Chris Brannon's collection.
Yep, our collector spotlight.
Chris Brannon. Okay, and I guess Chris sent you this.
Yes.
Okay. So you want me to go ahead and read it now? Or?
Yeah, just go ahead and start reading.
Okay. All right. So Chris said this. He said, collected Star Wars, Joes, Transformers, some Thundercats, and Masters of the Universe, as well as beginning with Amigo superheroes in the 70s and 80s. Got in wrestling and began to collect it. Became a wrestler and got back into Transformers when I was traveling as kind of a souvenir of each trip. Eventually moved away from both wrestling figures and Transformers into Marvel Universe figures. Then Legends when Universe died out. Became disenchanted with Marvel once Disney took over and went to DC till Mattel lost the license. That's when the Joes went classified. Fell in love with the line as they, along with their Marvel comics, gave me more emotional support than any other line. They gave me, I guess you could say, the peace I needed as I suffer from anxiety and depression.
See, there you go. See, that's what we were just talking about. Good for
Yep.
you, buddy. Good for
Yep.
you.
With the classified line being so slow at times, I got back into Masters of the Universe via Classics and Masterverse. Then Super 7 hit the sentimental buttons with me via Thundercats and Silverhawks. So right now, for me, it's Classified, then Masterverse, then Thundercats and Silverhawks. Okay. It's cool.
Very cool.
You got some really nice pieces also.
Yeah.
Blast from the past from my childhood.
Can you go back one, Shane?
Yeah, I'll flip back through.
Okay.
And we can talk about whichever ones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's some Super 7 stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some more.
Those are really cool figures, aren't they?
Man, you just don't know, bro.
I know enough to stay away from them.
Yeah. For real.
No, that's a cool diorama there.
It is. I like that. That's really neat.
Nice.
Wow, he's got some nice setup.
Chuckles and Grand Moff somebody's in there. Nice. Gotta love the G stuff.
Yep.
Got some Biolante going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Mogira.
Nice.
Some nice stuff there.
Mogiro the Mosquito.
Those Trend Masters, right? Trend Masters, I believe.
So.
Yep.
I believe so.
They did some pretty good stuff.
Yes.
The big ones were really cool.
He's got he had a few pictures of grails, his grails. When we flip back, I'll mention those. But I like his diorama stuff. It's really nice.
Cool. What's that old Harley from? Is that a Captain America bike from one of the movies or something?
I think that was one of the when the Marvel Legends come out with the rides. They had they had Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze with the motorcycle, and Black Widow with a motorcycle. The second series had, I think, World War II Captain America with that Harley. Yeah. And I forget. I think it was Professor X with his chair from the 90s X-Men. I think was the other figure, and there were like 2 or 3 per wave.
Right. Now that red car right there, that I guess it's Camaro, looks like to me. That's one of the WWE cars. And as soon as Chuckles come out, that car tripled in value.
Oh, I believe that.
On eBay. That sucker went through the roof. Your 6-inch classified fits in perfect. And that ambulance is also a WWE thing also.
Yeah, it looks like the roof cracks in half or something.
Yeah, it does.
They've done some pretty neat vehicles for the WWE.
They actually did, didn't they?
Not long ago, they had a forklift, and I would have bought it, but the forks are way too small on it.
Huh.
Yeah.
If the forks had been longer, I would have bought it.
Yeah, it looked good. I want to get one of those. What do they call her? The motherboard.
Yeah, something like that.
I didn't never order one of those, but that's pretty cool.
She's still available, I think. Isn't she?
Oh, is she? I'm gonna have to get one because she's pretty cool looking.
What's her deal?
She's the on the Revelations series.
I didn't realize she was that much taller than the rest.
Oh yeah, she's huge, man.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, it's a good one. I like it. I enjoyed it. She's in the last episode of the second series. and she's even in there, she's huge.
Huh.
Her
I don't even
name's
think I've
Martin.
seen the second series
Yeah, it's
because
pretty cool.
I saw it was two parts, and I saw both parts, and it ended with Hordak showing up or something, didn't it?
Well, yeah, she come in after the credits roll. I think she
Okay.
pops in at the end of it.
Oh,
Maybe I didn't watch that far past.
Yeah,
it, you know?
you know how you got to watch all the credits on some of these superhero stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like every Marvel movie, you got to watch it until it goes black screen on you, or you're in trouble.
yeah.
You miss about 10 minutes of content.
Yeah.
I dig his diorama there.
Yeah, those are cool.
I've seen people like Corey. He makes his own dioramas. I don't know. I can't do it. I've tried. I just can't. I can't get it right.
That's pretty neat.
You know, using that foam board from Lowe's, you can use that for it.
Yeah.
Breaking it in half. There's a mix of a little bit of everything there.
That's all classics there.
Yeah,
That's Universe classics.
classics and
It looks like all classics.
Does, doesn't it?
mm-hmm.
To me, anyways, to my eye. Yeah.
The troopers and bots and everything.
Yeah.
Those
Some
are
more.
modern. So who the heck is that? Orko's girlfriend or something?
That no, that's
Dark.
the what's his name?
That's a him?
Yeah, it's a him. I forgot what his name is. He's not the nameless. No, one of them's called the nameless one, but I think that's. I can't remember now.
That's the Pinto on his throne, or Cobra Commander on his throne. I mean, I'll say
CC.
Mm-hmm.
They did do Super 7 did do Orko's girlfriend though, and his uncle. I don't know if you remember from the Filmation cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
But those go for a lot of money. I didn't really get in when Super 7 started taking over. That's when I kind of quit on them, and I didn't get in on those.
I like the Silverhawk stuff. I'm just glad they're doing the back metal stuff now.
Yeah. I wished I'd known that. I wouldn't have bought them. I'd wait for the other. Well, I actually didn't buy them. I traded, but still, I wouldn't wait. But I like them. I mean, they're still cool.
Yeah, they're cool. And the Thundercat Super 7 stuff is awesome.
Yeah, they look it.
You got to get a Thundercat and a Cat Slayer, Shane. You got to.
I can't do that.
No, you got to. You got to
kill me. Let's see.
That Shadow Beast is one of my favorites out of the classics line.
Oh yeah,
that is an awesome figure.
Yeah,
I love that Shadow Beast.
It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Let's see.
I didn't see issue 15 there. A $700 trade paperback. Jeez.
Yeah, for real.
Man. Well, 500.
Some of this is 3D printed, so I believe this all right here is 3D printed.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, it's good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. You got a bunch of 3D printed. I'm not sure about that. If it's 3D printed. Got some gun holes in it.
Yeah, that Jeep's definitely 3D printed.
Bullet hose.
The tank, I'm not sure. I mean,
I'm not sure.
It might be. It's
Hey, there's the real deal right there.
There it is.
You can definitely
Yeah,
tell.
you can look at the size of that devilfish. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've got the swamp skier. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Let's get some comics there.
Mm-hmm.
Armadillo. Look at that. See that Batman in the front there?
Mm-hmm.
That little one that's all war. That one right there. That's Comic Action Heroes from 1976. He's got the Joker right next to it.
Yeah.
I had that set when I was a kid. I loved that thing. My dad got it for me at Western Auto downtown, as we used to say.
Oh yeah.
And it had you had a Batmobile and Batman and Joker, and it had a little air bellows pump that you put this thing underneath the bridge, and you smack that thing just as hard as you could, and it would make the bridge blow up. I love that set. Oh, geez, didn't I love that thing when I was a kid?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The Mum Ra ever living. That thing is massive too.
It is big.
It is massive.
Boy.
Oh, Groon there. You can see how much bigger he is than Groon.
Mm.
Yeah. Now that's the Mumra from the that they done here. What about 7 or 8 years ago from
I believe
that
so.
new cartoon?
I believe so.
Yeah. Those figures. The figures weren't that bad. I didn't see the cartoon. I heard the cartoon wasn't no good, but like I said, I never saw
I
it.
enjoyed that cartoon pretty much. It was pretty good. I mean, it was different, but it was still pretty decent.
I wonder what Wonder Woman that is, because that's
That's
like
Linda
a 12
Carter.
inch.
That's
Ooh.
Linda Carter.
Andy Carter.
Linda Carter.
No, that's not. Well, that's a 6-inch
Tauntaun.
tauntaun over there, so I guess that's probably.
Is it not? That's a 12-inch tauntaun, is it not?
No, it's Black
No,
Series.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Black.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, it's 6 inch.
So she's probably a 7 or 8 inch tall.
Yeah, she was DC Direct.
Pretty cool cat there.
Well, pre McFarlane.
Pre-violent.
McFarlane.
That's more of the Thundercat you was talking about.
Yeah.
The
And the new revised Thunder tank.
Yeah, the animated.
Got Mumbo Jumbo there.
Yep.
Some of the names of some of them characters was awesome.
Yeah. It was cool.
Millennium Godzilla.
You got
It's a Mego Hulk. 12-inch Mego Hulk.
Oh, wow.
that was that on that.
Nice. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a good collection.
That's a really good collection. I appreciate Chris sharing that with us.
Got my stalker back with me.
Uh-oh.
We heard him.
It's like it was like a preview of one of them horror movies where you got the star standing there with the scary monster out sneaking up on him, and you're like, oh. I want to start her. Look out, Dave! Run!
Behind you! I can't get away from him. Sorry.
He's a cool cat.
He's all right.
He's a cool cat. He's utterly awesome.
Yeah.
Jokes.
All right. Well,
All right.
Thank
you, Chris. That's actually a cool collection. That was really cool.
Really good.
Great.
All I had is I must have not got his grails, but one of them was a Godzilla, I believe it was, the older Godzilla,
Mm-hmm.
and a Bigfoot, an
Oh,
old
from the Bionic Man, $6 million man, Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Nice.
I must have missed them. Apologize for that, Chris. But I was going to go over a few things. We've been having people talk about, stands and cleaning their collections and stuff. And several of us here recently have found a bunch of things that we are using for collecting and putting our stands up and everything. And I was just going to show some things that I've got here. Several of us have been using this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff works great. It tells you on the back of this package when you get it. It comes in little square blocks. I'll show you what it looks like here out of the package. It looks like, you see the little square blocks? All right. You just take and pinch. You don't even got to have the whole block. I'll be honest. I take one block and I pinch it in half. And it says not to knead it like you would do bread. But yeah, you need to knead it.
It says not to knead it.
Yeah, on this it says
really?
not to knead. But you definitely need to knead it because
Need to need it.
you need to knead it. But anyway, I was going to show some pictures the other day, but I never got around to it. So I went ahead and
Nice.
that's how well it holds.
Mm-hmm.
And it says it will hold up to 2 pounds. It's actually for mountain pictures and things like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you can, yeah. Then you can just take and pull them right off. As you can see, it stays where it's at. And you can peel it right off of whatever you got it stuck to. And you can reuse it.
Right.
Break it back in half. Ball it back up. Stick it right on them feet. And you can mount him right back where he was from, or anywhere else. I didn't mash it hard enough. Sorry. But anyway, it holds really well. I've been using it for a while now, and that's one thing that I'm going to push for guys, because I've been buying stands after stands after stands, and most of them work for a while, and then they just
Then they don't.
For some reason they just don't work no more.
And the Marvel Legends figures are notorious for having all different size holes. They're not consistent.
And so is the classified. Because I bought some stands not long ago. I should have got them down and showed you. But they work perfect on some of the figures, on the classified. But then they don't work on some of them. But that case I was just going to show it also. It's perfect. You can buy this right at your local Walmart, $5 in the fishing section. It's perfect for storing 3 3/4 inch Joes, Star Wars.
Yep.
And you can even open it. When you open it up, you can take the dividers out, make them bigger, smaller, whatever. And it works great for the storage.
Okay.
And I've been using these for a long time for things that I'm not displaying and storing. But they're perfect. And they even, most of them come with these little hooks where you can use them on a pegboard and hang them.
Nice.
So I've been using those for a while. I know a lot of other guys do. That's one of the other options. Now, also, people have been talking about cleaning their collection. How do you do it? How do you keep it clean? How do you do this? I found with that putty tape, I can clean my collection a lot easier with one of these little guys.
Safety reasons.
You can find them on eBay, Amazon. They are a keyboard vacuum cleaner.
Oh, cool.
Like your computer. They work perfect for cleaning any type of action figure, Lego. They have just enough power to pull the dust off of things, but not like a Lego set. Anybody that collects Legos knows that you can suck a piece up quick.
Yeah.
But it has,
especially the heads and hands.
Exactly. This is the tip of it. It comes off, and then there's this little filter in it. It goes down into the tip, and then you have another filter here also that gets more of the dust from going inside and coming out. So it comes with that filter, and if I can get it back in there, it comes with a replacement filter also for the inside. You pop that thing on there. It comes with this attachment that has a brush on the end of it. Works perfect for cleaning anything.
Nice.
Then for those little cracks you can't get down to, you got one of those little guys. You've got a brush that you can knock that stuff loose with. It's hard to get to. But I went and got one of my devilfish actually out of the basement. It's been down there for a minute. So it's kind of dusty. Just to show you guys. I'll show you once again this filter. It's absolutely clean. Nothing on it. This thing works. I'm telling y'all, it works perfect. $13 on eBay. It's rechargeable, cordless. But I said I went and got my devilfish out of the basement because it's been down there for months and I ain't touched it. This is the first one I come. But if you can see, it's dusty. It's got dust on it. But this thing, now when I got it, I mashed the button. So, man, it don't work. I charged it. It don't work. You got to hold the button down. They don't tell you that. You got to hold that button down to make it work. But it will clean everything just quickly.
That's pretty cool.
But I mean, it's small enough that you can get down inside.
A rechargeable vacuum for
keyboard. Clean everything up. It works great. I mean, all of us collectors know that it's a terrible thing trying to keep something clean. But it's quick. It's really easy too. But if you know the devilfish, you know these front missiles are terrible about falling off just looking at them. But you can clean right over the top of them and not even worry about them falling. It's just gentle. Anyway, that's pretty much clean now.
Yeah, very cool.
Then it's simple to clean. You take and pull it off. You just gather up the little bit of dust. Anything that's like really dirt gets trapped inside here, and you dump it in the trash. But that thing was, like I said, it's been in the basement for several months. I ain't messing with it, and that's the dust.
Oh wow!
I mean, it does the job. I recommend that if you want to get something to clean your collection with, that thing is awesome. They're like $20 on Amazon, but on eBay, $13. I got this one. I actually stumbled across this one at a bargain hunt for $5. This is the best thing I've ever spent.
What's it called?
It's just you look it up, mini or keyboard vacuum cleaner.
Keyboard vacuum, okay.
Yeah, keyboard vacuum cleaner. They are, I mean, you can clean your keyboard. Also, it's pretty cool. That's what they're made for. But you know, I thought, dang, that might work. I also got it to clean the keyboards with, but then I tried it on some. First thing I tried on was some Legos, and it worked perfect. So
nice.
That's something I would recommend everybody get. And they're so cheap, $13. Think about that. That's rechargeable, cordless. Take it, go anywhere and clean anything. But I just want to show those few products. The putty tape is, to me, every collector needs to start using this. Throw them stands in the garbage.
Yeah.
And these don't leave residue.
Right.
A lot of these, the Gorilla, the putty does not leave residue. Some of it does. I've had some that does leave residue, but the Gorilla putty does not. It says low residue, but I have not seen any residue at all. But I ain't buying no more stands. Done with stands. That stuff is where it's at.
Yep.
So that's I guess you say tech corner for the day.
It is funny. The Loctite brand of that says right on the back that it may leave an oily residue, which I haven't seen yet. But
I haven't either.
Yeah.
They tell you that it might. So
well, this one, it says low residue. But
yeah.
That's that Loctite's that's what Dave showed. That's what I use. There's 4 strips in there. 4.
This one has.
And I've placed probably 40 figures and still hadn't used one bar yet. So it'll go a long way.
The Gorilla Putty has 6 strips. It's 84 pre-cut squares, and you guys can see all those behind me,
right
on the shelves there, and I've got some in a case over here, and that's how much I've used on them. I'm down.
Yeah.
So I've used 1 strip. This piece here and this piece come off of this strip actually.
Yep. It don't take much at all.
It goes a long way. And I put 2 on each foot just in case, but
I had to do that with my dreadnoughts. My classified, neither one of them will stand up without putty on both feet.
That's the heaviness of them.
Oh yeah.
And they're not loose. They're not loose like some of the Fireflies were. It's just something about the sculpt on those figures. They don't want to stand up.
Well, that's why a lot of like the McFarlane. That's what aggravates me about it. They come with that stand, but it's only got 1 peg. And any stand with 1 peg never really works good.
No,
you need at least 2, 1 for each foot.
Yep.
It's called they have big egos.
Yeah. But the classified, what I like is most of them's got boots, and the sole is indented, so you can put that putty in the middle and stick them, and you can't even see the putty.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you can pick them up. So far with them, with this Loctite, I can pull them off there and they stay stuck on the feet instead of sticking on what you got. And
Right.
then you move them and just stick them somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah. On the Gorilla Glue, it comes right off the feet.
Mm-hmm.
But it stays on wherever you got stuck, but it comes right off of it easily.
Right. Yeah.
It
And
goes right off.
that's the same way Loctite does, but on the Joe, like I said, on the Joe's, because it's indented, and if you press it in there good, then it'll stay on the feet when you just pick it up and move them around.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I'll never buy no more stands again. Not after discovering this. I mean,
Me neither.
They're expensive and they don't work. And I really wish I'd have known about this stuff before, because literally now I've got hundreds of stands here that I have no use for whatsoever.
Put them on it. Put them up. Somebody will buy them because people in other groups always looking for stands.
Well, other than like outside photography or something where you're going to bury them into sand or something like that, that's it. I mean, other than that, they're about useless to me now. So
and other than those big hexagon stands I got from I got them off Amazon, but I think they were from smalljoes.com. They have like different size pegs and they're big like that. Yeah. Other than them, every other stand I got, if you bump the shelf or something, the figure will still fall over. Those stands are big enough. It's got a big enough base. They don't, or usually don't. But like some of the stands are just narrow, and you bump a shelf, they're going to fall over. But this stuff, they're not going nowhere if you bump.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the last stands I bought, my shipwreck won't even fit on the peg. Neither one of his holes will fit on his feet will fit in the peg at all. Yeah. But all the others, most of them will fit it, but his will not. Lady J's will not. The Baroness, most female characters, theirs won't fit in those pegs. But with that putty, you don't got to worry about nothing.
I'll tell you about some of the Marvel Legends too, especially some of the females, like I think maybe like Storm and some of those that's got kind of like got heels on.
Mm-hmm.
The hole is not even deep enough to stick on.
Right. Yeah.
There's that much stand left out,
Right.
Down. So this putty's perfect. I mean, I've got to get it on all my other stuff. Man, and you can put if you got a bunch of figures, you can squeeze them in there close together without the stands getting in the way.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, with it, you don't have the stand. You can't see the stand because there's no stand there to see.
Yeah.
It's just, to me, it's much better.
It is. It is.
Displaying your stuff. And another thing you can do, you can display these figures like they're running.
Yeah.
You can pick a leg up and you can stick him down on that leg and it will hold him up.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It's definitely perfect for making poses.
It works great.
Yeah, it's very cool stuff. Good tip.
The only problem I'm still having is like with Monstar. He's so heavy and so huge that his ankle joints
wants to bend forward,
and he still falls over because they're kind of loose.
He's going to do that anyway with a stand or the putty. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If I can figure out how to tighten the ankles up on loose ones that are loose, then I won't have no issues at all. But right now, that's the only issue I have now that I got this putty. I mean, they don't fall over, but if they got those loose ankles, they'll still fall backwards or forwards. And if I can just figure that out, maybe I can put that putty in the cracks of the joints or something. I don't know.
Hey, Emmeett, check out this comment.
That's funny.
The same Kirby shirt.
Kirby.
Talking about loose ankles, this He-Man is the same way. His left ankle is tight.
Yeah.
His right
several of the early Master Universe Classics figures that Matty Collector did. The early ones were like that. The ankles were real loose and they would tend to fall over. Like especially King Grayskull because he had the big cloak on and he was just
Cool.
Well, I finally got around to opening some of my Christmas presents today, or getting them out of the box. And I got to say, I know Rick went over the Cobra Commander a long time ago when he come out, and I think I showed the bat and all from that first wave of the Super 7, but I got Open Duke and Snake Eyes today. And these figures are just awesome. I just love them. I mean, especially if you're a fan of the cartoon, but I love the fact he's got his binoculars, he's got his backpack, he's got his helmet, and he also come with a laser gun that they used in the cartoon, but they also included his gun from the action figure.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's got the gear, and unlike just instead of a peg in his back, he does have straps, and in a way, I kind of wished he just had the peg in the back because the straps kind of, it takes a little bit away from it, in my opinion. But it's still pretty cool. And of course, he's got a screaming head, plus he's got two other heads. But I had to have him pointing, "Yo, Joe,"
Yo, Joe.
And he come, if you count hands and accessories, he come like 14 accessories.
Yeah.
Of course, like I said, it's like 6 extra hands, but still. These things come loaded with accessories, and these are really, really well made figures. I have to say, I'm just really impressed with these. But I love it because it gives you the cartoon feel from the cartoon that most of us watched growing up. But yet it's got the vintage toy kind of feel too. You can kind of put that in there. Snake Eyes, of course, it's based off the comic, the cartoon. Of course, he didn't wear gloves in the cartoon, and he had the the kind of purple and blue. But now I will say they've done a great job on timber.
Yeah.
Articulation is so much better. That's the only thing about the classified animals like timber and the classified. The articulation just looks kind of funny.
It does.
The legs and all.
Yeah.
But these look really good. They're probably not as articulated as the classified, but you can pose him really well, and it looks more natural, I guess you'd say. The other timber, like he's got the swivel point and all that, and it almost looks like he's got
broken legs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah, you can say it. Yeah.
Yeah. It just kind of looks weird to me.
It does. Yeah, it does.
And of course, if that's the only thing they do wrong on the classified, that's okay.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, these Super 7, they're pretty amazing. I mean, they really bring back the nostalgia for you. But really cool figures, and I know a lot of guys. And Nancy, like I said, Nancy got these for me for Christmas. I had the bat and because I had to get a bat, my favorite troop builder, and I had to get the Blue Suit Baroness from Wave 2. I got it up at the Deep from Mike, and I'm waiting on the next wave because I got the Baroness in the black outfit. I've got her pre-ordered from Mike up at the Deep as well. Waiting on her to come in, but
I'm going to get the Scarlet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the Scarlet and Cover Girl and Doc. I'm looking forward to those too.
Yeah. And I'm just going to do Scarlet. I got the Snake Eyes for $15 that pre-Christmas sale, and I'm going to get Scarlet, and that's going to be it for me.
Yeah, and that's where Nancy got these for me. She got them on that.
Yeah, awesome.
I think around $15 or $20. I can't remember because they had them on multiple different prices. I got it. I think Big Bad Toy Stores where we got them from.
It was.
Yes.
They were cheap. Some of them were $10.
Yeah.
At that price, you sure can't pass them up.
Oh no, I had to buy it. Yeah.
They had some of the Thundercats things.
And I know $55 is a lot, but number one, they got to pay Hasbro licensing fees, and number two, like I said, they come with tons of accessories. And if you think about it, in 2 years they've only put out 2 waves. We're still waiting on wave 3, so it's not like you're getting.
I think they're on wave 3 now.
So they're they may be $55 a piece, but at least you're not getting bombarded with 20 or 30 of them at one time.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, I wish they were doing that with the Thundercats. They've already dropped 2 waves in 2024 of Thundercats.
Yeah,
on 2 more.
Yeah, they're ramping up on those good, but interested to see what else they do with the Joes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Cover Girl and Doc. I think they're in wave 5 or something like that.
And honestly, the Super 7 Ultimates, that's the only thing I'll back on Super 7.
Mm-hmm.
They are very well done.
Yeah, they are.
Their articulation, their colors, their paint apps, their joints aren't just super tight. They're not loose. Like,
right.
All the classified stuff we've been getting has just been terrible. And let's talk about their weapons.
Yeah, I know.
They're not spongy. They're not rubbery. They're not bendy. I can't shoot around the corner with nothing. They're really, really well done.
I gotta give Super 7 this. Those guys really like toys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, they do all kinds of lines,
shows.
man.
Yeah, it shows.
Well, I mean, like on the bat. I mean, like here's an alternate bat head.
Mm-hmm.
Damaged with the
Sparks.
And it's got a spark that you can actually. I don't have the bat. He's over there in the cabinet, but this plugs into his chest, so you can put it on his chest like and put that, so like a battle damage. And they've even got a busted hand. This is an elbow joint right here where it looks like his hand got blew off and it's electricity shooting out of it. I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, here's the hand you can lay on the ground next to him. See, it's got like wiring coming out.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, they do a lot of good detail in them, and like the Baroness, she come with 4 heads. She's got the one that I got on her. She's over in the cabinet. The one I got on her is just like this one, only she's got a little smile. This one's more serious. And then you had like with the regular glasses that weren't green tinted round rim, and then she also come with this one that's got the gas mask. So I mean, they come with tons of heads and accessories and things, and I mean they're really nice figures. I really like them. But yeah, I was really pleased with them. Like I said, I finally got around to opening them today. The mutant Snake Eyes and the Cobra Commander, and
Cool.
of course Cobra Commander. I love Cobra Commander anyway, and that Super 7 Cobra Commander is just as good as the one that come with a HISS tank. I mean, they're both. The blue it's kind of a dark blue. Both of them is just right, for Cobra. I really like the dark blue on them. And, they're not real dark, not like the first classified Cobra Commander. They're lighter, but they're not real light. Like that makes sense.
I wonder if Hasbro handed down word to Super 7 that they can't do a hooded Cobra Commander either.
I don't know.
Be interesting to see, wouldn't it?
Because they're I mean, basically they're making them based off the cartoon. So
yeah,
he wore the hood in the cartoon some, didn't he?
Sure
A
did.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because I remember one episode that Destro walked in on Cobra Commander while he was eating.
Mm-hmm.
And Destro was kind of disgusted, and it showed him pick the hood up, and then next thing you know, it's had him put it on.
Yep.
So yeah, it would be interesting to see if they do a hooded one later on.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. We'll find out, I guess.
But, I mean, I would love to have a hooded Cobra Commander, but I'm just as happy with the one that come with a HISS tank, because to me that's still the Cobra Commander with the battle helmet.
Yeah.
And not that the first one was kind of cool looking, but it still wasn't quite. He looked too bulky to me, like it was too much going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And but I don't know.
I agree.
But anyway, there's that. What else we got, Shane?
That's pretty much it for me.
So are we ready to talk about our list? You guys got your list?
I do got a list.
I'm gonna pull mine up.
And to be fair,
the whole
before last when you announced this, I sat down and jotted mine down that exact same time we were talking about it. So I might be outdated already. I don't know. I don't think I am, but
there's a couple of them. I'm not sure if it's rumor or if they have been announced, but I don't know. I'm like I said, some of it I'm kind of banking on what they can still do that they hadn't done, that I like with repaints and so I mean, who wants to go first?
It don't matter to me. Let's let Dave go.
All right.
He's got Emmeett.
I did include some of the figures that I think are going to show up with vehicles.
I did too.
I just did, because to tell you the truth, especially hearing what I heard yesterday from Artist Shark, apparently Emily and Lenny did an interview with one of the big podcasters, and they basically said that supposedly some of the figures that have been announced we won't see until 2025. Which was kind of discouraging, and at the same time a little encouraging, because the list is pretty big. Plus what hasn't been announced, which they said there's still a lot of stuff that has not been announced. So, I say Thrasher come in with a Thunder Machine, number one. I think we see him. I'm going to go ahead and say it isn't going to be a HasLab. We're going to see him this fall with the Thunder Machine.
Yep.
That's my prediction, number one. Number two is Xandar. I think Xandar is going to pop in somehow, some way at one of the con exclusives.
I have one. Wild Weasel is Firebat.
You're not going to see a Firebat. Maybe with the Rattler, but not with a Firebat. Retro Hawk. I think that one's super easy. I think you're gonna see an SMS or MMS. MMS was the Joe version. I think you're gonna see Retro Hawk, and it's gonna be Colonel, not General. And maybe that's how they'll draw the distinction between the General Hawk that we have.
Mm-hmm.
You could see this in classified.
I can see lots of stuff in classified. I can see you upstairs in bed too.
Good night, Emmeett.
Plain.
This one's purely wishful thinking, but I think they're going to have to do something. I say Zap. I think we're going to see Zap this year. And the reason I think that is because at this point in time, we have got Cobra is so heavy with anti-tankers, with Metalhead and Scrap Iron. I think we're going to see Zap as a counter to the Hiss tank. I think he's going to be an anti-tank specialist to go along with Bazooka. Armored Coma Commander. I think I'm not sure if we'll see him, but I think that's going to be announced this year that we'll get an Armored Coma Commander. Again, a complete guess. I say Flash with the jump.
I can see that.
I know people are saying that they're going to be a Starduster this year with the jump set. I think we're going to get Flash. I really do. We've already got the laser rifle. I think they're going to mix things up. I don't know why, but I got a suspicion they're going to mix things up. And we'll see Flash with the jump set. This one, a retro Major Blood. We got Major Blood. It's an awesome figure, but it was an awful long time ago. And I think we're going to see a retro Major Blood. Iron Grenadier Destro. I think that one only makes sense because we know we're getting Iron Grenadiers. This one, I'm going to say, we just showed one. I'm going to say we're going to get a Devilfish, and it's going to come with wetsuit. I think that makes sense because we are getting Leatherneck, right? So I think we're going to get a wetsuit, and I think they're going to pack him. I think they're going to pack him with a Devilfish. I think that's how they're going to do that. The last one is, to tell you the truth, I messed up. I'm missing one, so I got to throw one in here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, because they did this before, well, I don't want to do that. I think it's going to be another retro. I think we're going to get a retro Roadblock. That's what I think. That's my 10. If that makes any sense. I know two of those are a complete shot in the dark, specifically Zap and Flash. Those are more wishes than anything. But I can see them doing Zap because we need some anti-tank troops all of a sudden here. At this point in time, with the SMS going on the back of that Hiss tank with the Techno Viper, plus the 3-man Hiss team, plus the 3-man tank team, Joe's going to come up with some pretty heavy-duty anti-armor stuff. And Zap would be a good candidate for that. So would Flash, too. Wasn't the laser rifle plugged in 1982 as a rifle that was cutting through armor?
I believe so.
That was its primary function. So, I can see either one of those. I can certainly hope so, because we only got 5 left and the 13 are done. Which would be awesome.
What about your bonus long shot?
That was only 9, Dave.
Thrasher, Xandar, Retro Hawk, Zap, Armored Cobra Commander.
Oh, that's one I missed.
Okay. Long shot figure.
Vietnam 3-pack.
Oh, that's never gonna happen. I wish it would, but it never
That's
happened.
why
It's worth 3 points if you get it. If you get it by the end of the year.
You know what? I do, especially with the new continuity, but I'm going to throw it out there. I think we're going to get a Don Moreno Snake Eyes figure in classified.
Ah,
How's that?
that's a good long shot one, but that may very well be.
And I got to write that one down because it ain't on my list. That's my long shot for
That's
this
your
year.
bonus long shot there.
That is my long shot for this year. And I don't know. I guess my list could have probably, after reading a few comics over the last 3 weeks, months, I got to tell you, my list could be about 5 figures longer, but I didn't want to go there because not everybody's done that. So
I was going to go with about 10 more figures.
So yeah, that's mine, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
That's a good list.
Is it anybody putting any in the comments? I'm not seeing them.
No,
I'm
I
not
was gonna
seeing
say
it.
if anybody's watching, go ahead and put yours in the comments if you want to, and we'll read them out here.
yeah, your 10 figures that's going to be released in 2024.
Yeah.
And a
Released or announced. If they're at least announced by December 31st, then it'll count.
I mean, it's 1 point for everyone you get right, and 3 if your long shot's right.
3 if you long shot. Yep.
And there will be a prize.
There will be a prize for whoever gets the most.
Our grateful John is going to donate.
Yep,
That's right.
So I hope I win his flag. Just kidding. No flag, guys. Just kidding.
That's
gonna be hard
gift, not a super duper nice gift.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
right.
hard because me and Dave got a lot in the same stuff.
But yeah, it'll be a 3D printed flag, so I better get started on it right away to have it
That's
done.
right. Yeah, your machine will be running.
Like one of those, what do they
I have
call
about
it?
5 printers going at one time.
Oh
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm just waiting for somebody to post a picture of a classified flag that they 3D printed.
Oh,
You know it's coming.
Somebody
How about
will
a
do it.
Saratoga?
Somebody will do it.
A Saratoga would be easy.
I've done seen a Terradrome, a 3D, a classified.
I've seen the plans,
skip.
and believe it or not, there are plans. There are plans for a modern version of the flag. It's 3 3/4 scale. It's actually awesome. It has a full hull and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That one is. It's actually very nice.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So it's got phalanx guns and everything. It's
wow.
very cool. But anyways, all right. Who's next? Who's
How about Shane? What you got?
All right, I'll go. My number 1, same as Dave, Thrasher with a Thunder Machine. That's to me, it's a given.
It kind of is.
I mean, you've done announced so many dreadnoughts, and I mean, you were getting Roe Pig, Naugahyde, Torch. Has already been announced, so we know we're getting them.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go with Monkey Wrench.
Yeah.
Another dreadnought. I mean, I feel like they're just going to continue with that line, and just kill it with it because they're going crazy with the dreadnoughts right now, and I love it. My number 3 is going to be Frostbite with the Snowcat. We've got Arctic Bats. We've got Snow Serpents. We know we're getting retro Snow Serpents. And the only guy we've got so far is Snow Job. They got to give him some backup. Sticking with the Winter Soldiers, I'm going with Iceberg.
That'd be a cool figure.
They've announced Alpine.
Yep.
So, we kind of got to where we can go with a snow or an Iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
I feel they're going to come with it too. Number 5, Footloose. I think we will see a Footloose this year. One of my all time favorite figures. Just absolutely love Footloose. I believe we'll get him.
Mm-hmm.
Next, number 6 is going to be Wetsuit with the Devilfish.
You did it too, didn't you?
I sure did.
See, it's just hanging out there. It makes sense, doesn't it?
To me, it's there. I mean,
Yep.
we've already got the Vamp.
The Devilfish would only be about
So-
this big.
I mean, it's going to, they'll all. I feel the Thunder Machine Snowcat may go to 125 on the price range.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe 130, which isn't out there, honestly.
This is a collector line. It's really not out there for 6-inch vehicle.
Exactly. And the wetsuit with the Devilfish, I figure it's going to be smaller than the Vamp, a little smaller.
Oh yeah.
It may be a little cheaper than it, 75, somewhere around there. But that's it on that one. Mainframe. I think we'll see a mainframe, and I do think it will be a male version mainframe. I've seen a few lists that's been leaked. I've got that downloaded. We're going to look at also here in a little bit. I think we're going to get a Law and Order.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
I feel that. But I've seen this list that I'm going to show y'all here in a little bit. But and you'll see why I think we're going to get a Law and Order. Zap.
Yeah.
I do think we'll get a Zap.
Why?
Anti-tank stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's where I'm at.
we've already got things that are coming out that is easily made into him.
Right. The
Mode.
storytelling side of it. Yeah.
Exactly. Number 10. I should have actually put this as my long shot, but I feel like we'll get a dial tone. Also. But my long shot, I'm going on this one because I feel it in my bones from things I've seen, things that have been announced as release. I feel we will get a Globulus.
Are you sure you're just not sitting wrong?
Because maybe, but I feel we will get a Globulus. Because we've got the Nemesis Enforcer, or whatever, Immortal, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell what else. Because, I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about.
I do.
But I do feel that that will be one that, because it's going to, like you said, they're keeping everyone tied in. All
this storytelling thing is a big deal all of a sudden.
And they're trying to keep everyone tied in. The 80s kids, the 90s, the 2000s, they're trying to keep everybody tied in together. So a Globulus is my long shot. And that's my list. Thrasher with Thunder Machine, Frostbite with Snowcat, Iceberg, Monkey Wrench, Footloose, Wetsuit with Devilfish, Mainframe, Law and Order, Zap, and Dial Tone.
Nice. You see that, John? See that? Great minds think alike. What did you come up with?
I had some of the same ones you guys did. In no particular order, but I kind of, I tried to use some reasoning on popularity and things. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see a Night Viper.
That makes sense.
It's been announced.
The Night Viper has?
I'm almost positive. Yeah.
Well, good.
Night Creeper. I think the Night Creeper.
Oh, the Night Creeper. Yeah, I'm talking about the Night Viper.
That one hasn't been announced. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, the Night Creeper I think has been rumored anyhow.
Yeah.
Just Night playing Viper, the odds on my number 2 and number 3. It's just playing the odds. I'm going to say Tiger Force Roadblock and Tiger Force Tripwire because those are the only 2 Tiger Force characters left from the vintage, and all they got to do is repaint them.
All they got to do. Right.
I think. And I didn't go with Frostbite or Thrasher. I know there are rumors about the Snowcat and the Thunder Machine, but I didn't include those. But I did include Iceberg because if they do a Snowcat, then they got to have a couple more Arctic Troopers to go with it. So Iceberg was my number 4. The next one's another popular character from the Marvel comics that I'm thinking that they're probably going to get around to eventually, and I'm thinking maybe it'll be this year, and that's the Saw Viper.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember the Saw Vipers, the one that killed 13 Joes?
Doc, Quick, a ton of them. Yeah.
Doc, Breaker, Quick Hit,
yeah.
And I can't remember what all Dreadnoghs was announced and what wasn't, but I don't think they'd announced Monkey Wrench, so I put Monkey Wrench down because I figure they'll probably get him.
Mm-hmm.
My number 7 is a Desert Bat.
Yeah.
I really think we're going to see a Desert Bat pretty soon. If they keep trends. My number 8, I think we're going to see an updated Dr. Mindbender. Maybe an Arctic with the coat. I don't know, but
the purple coat. Yeah.
I kind of got the hint. They said that they were not going to re-release the one that's already been put out, but they were looking for ideas for updated versions of them. So I'm thinking we're probably going to see an updated Dr. Mindbender this year. Wetsuit was my number 9. And then my number 10, I'm looking at maybe the Cobra Night Stalkers, which would be just the Valkyries painted black with silver Cobra emblems. It would be an easy repaint.
So this is the counter to the Night Force line that they're running through Walmart. Is that what you're thinking is?
Yeah, but I just figured that they got those Valkyrie molds. They're going to do.
They do.
They're going to do something with them.
And they're actually
they
very
had
nice.
the Night Stalkers from the 2007 convention set, and they did release them in the 25th anniversary convention figures later, or club figures later on too, I think. So I got a feel. I mean, because they reuse molds and they got these Valkyrie molds. Why not paint them black and put a silver emblem on it? Call them a Night Stalker.
Yeah. Yep.
So so that's my 10, and I'm kind of on the same lines as Shane, but my long shot bonus was Pythona.
Yeah.
Again, they announced Crimson Immortal, and I know Pythona is a popular character that people are wanting to see, and she's a female, so you know how Hasbro is. They try to incorporate in more diversity, so I figured they're probably looking at more females to get out there.
I'll tell you what, that shooter Bach would be a pretty good Pythona with the paint.
Yep, it'd be a good start.
It really would.
And yep.
I have two figures that I really, really, really would love to see made, but I know they will never happen. And that's Dr. Venom and Quinn in Classified would be absolutely awesome, but I don't.
Quinn might be made.
They'll never make them.
It's funny you mentioned Dr. Venom. So I did just my wish list of what I would like to see. I've got my top 10, and as they make them, I'm going to replace them with other characters I want to see. But right now, if they even make them, but and I didn't know if you guys made the top 10 off your wish list, but
that was my wish list.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So I mean, because I don't think they'll get around to all these this year, but this is my wish list on what I would like to see. Obviously, Steeler, Zap, Short Fuse, OG Rock and Roll, and an OG Hawks, my top 5. I want to finish off the 13. I want them OG. Not that I don't like the Rock and Roll, but I really want an OG Rock and Roll, and I think they'll do them on a retro card sooner or later.
Yep.
And then my other 5 are Cobras, and that's the Astro Viper, the Annihilator. Those are two of the vintage figures that I just always really liked for army building. Crimson Asp, which was a convention figure, but I would love to see one in a classified scale. Zanya is another one I'd love to see in classified. And my number 10 was Dr. Venom.
Yep.
Yep. That's my wish list, but what I myself would like to get.
There's a higher chance that they will make classified good.
No.
Yes.
But that's Super 7, dude.
I know, but Super 7 makes 6-inch figures. In other words, Hasbro might take it from Super 7 to make Quinn.
No.
Wow, and I thought my logic worked.
Yeah, I know you do. You really
That's
think
what happens when you think.
He thinks his logic works a lot, yeah.
I thought it was logical, because Quinn is on the back of the small
Definitely does that a lot.
So did anybody post their list up?
No.
Didn't see a thing, no.
Well, I guess one of you two guys will get the prize at the end of the year.
They got a week, right?
Yeah. We'll give them some time.
Yeah, give them a week. I wish there was a way we could everybody put their list in one post and we could pin it at the top of the page so it would stay there.
That would be cool.
I don't know if you know how to do that or not. Is there a way to pin post up there to keep them there?
I don't think so. I
I'm
could
not-
post it on there, but I couldn't. You would have to remove it to post something else.
That's why everybody used to go into the sales pages and just type bump to boot it back up to the top of the postings.
I can put a post pin a post at the top of the page though.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
But you only pin one.
No, you can pin several across the top there.
Okay. Well, that's what I say. So can we put a post and we go back and add our list to it, and then
Oh
whoever else wants
sure
to?
Can. Sure can.
It would. We really should. We probably should have went over. We probably should have went over what's actually has been officially announced, because like I said, there were a couple of them I put on my list, and I got to thinking. I thought, no, I think they've announced those. So then I took them back off, and
I got to go through that because there's been a lot of rumors that came out this past week.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't heard anything this week. So I haven't really been on Facebook that much this week.
There was a bunch of stuff flying around this week. I'm not really sure. I think some of it was guesses, and they were trying to pass it off as but officially announced. So there was a lot of stuff flying around this week.
All right, so I'm gonna pop this up here. This picture I have. This is the elite list of 2024. It's got the code names, and then some of them has been
decrypted,
and they kind of put the names out beside them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll make it full screen that way everyone can see it really well.
Oh, nice. Yep.
I'll zoom in some on it so it can be seen really good. But as you can see, there's several on there that have been announced. And they decrypted. And then of course, they got these weird.
It's a Hanna-Barbera stuff. This
year. This is Hanna-Barbera. So of course they've got the Blossom vehicle.
Yeah,
that sounds like a thunder machine.
So yeah, that's kind of what I was going with that.
Yeah, right.
That sounds like a thunder machine. Blossom. That sound like something you'd call a thunder machine.
Right, and then you got Buttercup, Scrappy, which you've got Scooby Vehicle, which is the Cobra Ferret.
Mm-hmm.
The Shaggy Vehicle at the top was the SMS and Techno Viper, which we've heard that coming. The Frankenstone Deluxe is Raptor. And then the Blossom Vehicle, which that's where I'm going, Thunder Machine. And Buttercup, if I'm not mistaken, I think they call Monkey Ranch Buttercup quite a bit in the series. And then you got the Scooby Vehicle, which is a Cobra Ferret. And then you got Scrappy. That one's kind of got me lost there. But then Muttley with the pet, Naugahyde and Boar, which we knew that was announced. And then you've got Fred Deluxe. So we know that's going to be a deluxe figure.
I bet that's Doc.
I bet you're right on that one.
What do you bet? I bet Fred Deluxe is Doc.
Yeah, I bet so too.
Fred Deluxe.
It's not that Fred.
And then you got Elroy as Alpine. Judy is the Iron Grenadier Bat. Betty, the Iron Grenadiers, which those are going to be crazy.
Mm.
And then you got Bam Bam. They done got it deciphered. Daphne Deluxe, Starduster, which we knew that was going to be a deluxe figure also.
Mm-hmm.
And now here's where it gets funny. Nemesis Immortal. Look at the Whip Snakes. That's a 2-pack.
Whip Snakes.
Could we get a 2-pack of guards for Globulus?
Royal Guards.
Yep.
Boy, I don't know.
Whip Snakes.
Definitely is a 2-pack. So, Nemesis Immortal, things we've seen in certain books.
This is interesting. I got to tell you guys, when they just went to the Cobra La stuff, they got away from the Hanna-Barbera stuff. There is no Atlas or Whip Snakes or Highway Pet in Hanna-Barbera.
Yep.
That's an interesting shift there.
And you mentioned Highway Pet, and the reason
Highway.
This is the reason I went with Law and Order. because
But that would be he would be listed. Well, maybe not as a deluxe, right? Really wouldn't be.
he come out with the on that movie, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
He was in there with Tunnel Rat.
he did. Yeah.
And Yeeks. And
See, these things I would have expected last
Chuckles.
year when the movie celebrated its anniversary. You'd think they would have done them then.
Yeah, I know it. Well, maybe they wanted to, but it didn't work out that way.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Highway Pet. But wouldn't he be a deluxe figure?
Well, I mean, our Highway Pet or Frankenstein Deluxe is Raptor.
Yeah, but he's got all the wings and stuff that everybody's
But then
speculating.
we got
He's got the
Muttley Pet that's Naugahyde and Boar.
And that's not listed as deluxe, is it?
Not listed as Deluxe, no. But then we below Muttley with Pet, which is Naugahyde and Boar, we've got Fred Deluxe.
And I still think that's Doc.
I believe you're right on that.
They got a bunch of medical kit that's going to come with him.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a
Stretcher.
Well, you're gonna have a stretcher that'll probably go on the Dragonfly.
Yes, exactly.
Why are there Smurf code names?
Man, I should have put Doc on my list. I didn't think about that.
Highway
I
Pet
remember talking about that
is
too.
definitely why I went with.
Yeah, Law and Order.
Law and
That
Order.
one makes sense. Yeah, that one makes sense.
I believe the 2-pack is going to be Royal Guards.
Boy, you know what? I think you're right. I think we're gonna get Cobra Law stuff.
I know they didn't make a female version of the Royal Guards, but they very well can
Well, they could now.
right now. Then we go to the top. We got Yogi.
Hey, boo boo.
Yeah, we got Zorak, Boo Boo, and Space Ghost. I have no clue about those guys.
Space Ghost is Hector Ramirez. That would be Zorak. Zorak was the talk show host, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that Zorak is Hector Ramirez.
Yeah. Space Ghost. That would the Cobra Wraith would be a.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
would probably fit into that.
Yeah.
Yogi. So who on the cartoon went around stealing people's food?
Hey, picnic baskets.
Picnic basket.
Hey, boo boo. Hey, boo boo buddy.
But then we drop into the retro stuff too, which we see
Retro
Casey, Cobra
Casey.
Commander, Retro Tutor,
Snow Super.
and you got Retro All Star, Cobra Eels, Retro Brainy,
Beachhead.
and then 2 that we don't know about, which we've heard about.
Aki and Azrael.
And it's
Those are weird. Those are really weird names too, aren't they?
They're names from Smurfs.
Yep.
They are.
Azrael is the cat.
Azrael's a cat.
Oh, Azrael's a cat.
Aki is
Was
one of the Smurfs.
Aki was from the Snorks.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Snorts.
Yeah.
Boy, you guys are really deep diving now. Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah, Aki was from the Snorks. He was the octopus.
Rough and Ready. And that makes sense. Rough and Ready, Action Marine and Action Pilot. Yeah.
And then you got down here Astro,
Trail Faz.
Jane, Dreadnought Torch, and then Pebbles and George, which we know one of these is going to be Roadblock. Or not Roadblock, but Road Pig.
Road Pig.
Because
Pebbles would be funny, wouldn't it? Oh, Bam Bam. Bam Bam is Road Pig. What do you bet?
Could very well be. Yeah.
Bam Bam would be Road Pig.
I was thinking
there's a
Bam
whole
Bam
lot
would
of
have been good
connection,
for
but-
Metalhead.
Yeah, that's true. But we already know him, so
Yeah.
Does anyone have any idea who's would be associated with a cat?
no one.
A cat could very well be
That's Frostbite with a snowcat.
There you go.
we're gonna say vehicle, though. And it's gonna be a retro, so more than likely it's somebody we've already got.
Yeah.
Or then it could be someone we haven't.
Retro.
Could be Hawk. It could be Retro Hawk.
Yeah.
Got a Retro Beachhead there. It could be a Retro Roadblock.
Retro Roadblock, Retro Rock and Roll are the two that I can see coming retro right off because they're easy repaints.
Oh yeah, easy.
They're easy repaints.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it'd be any Joe's because Azrael was Gargamel's cat.
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah, but
connected that way.
You look. I'm looking at the list. You've got 3 Cobras up top,
Yeah,
and then three
it's got to be 3 Joes.
Joes. And I mean,
I'm going to say Roadblock and Rock and Roll.
I think so. Also,
Yeah. I think Bam Bam is Road Pig.
yeah, I think you're right.
I think you're right on the Whip Snakes. I think you're right on Highway Pet. Boy. HB. Okay, back up at the right. Blossom is a vehicle. HB.
Mm-hmm.
And then TNS. What is TNS?
So that's something I couldn't. Blossom and Buttercup was a TV show, was it not?
Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls.
Blossom. Yeah, Powderpuff. So TNS. I can't. The TNS. I can't figure that out. Or the HB.
MM. Scooby is the Cobra Ferret, and then Scrappy is MM2.
Yeah.
CS. It's classified series. I think CS is just classified series.
Yeah, CS is going to be just the classified stuff.
But the MM has something to do with vehicles.
Yeah, it's something to do with a vehicle.
And TNS. No one else has that TNS listing.
Or HB.
Or HB.
Well, over here they do. The Yogi, Zorak, Baboon, and Space Ghost, they have the HB.
They're all HB, aren't they?
All 4 of those are HBs.
I feel like maybe the Scrappy is going to be a polar bear.
That'd be cool.
A polar bear vehicle.
It's not listed as a vehicle.
Wait, you said Blossom was
It's a vehicle.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. HB. I'm going to bet that HB is Hasbro. That those 4 figures are Hasbro Pulse exclusives.
It could be.
Yep.
And Blossom vehicle Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So
I said it's going to be a Thunder Machine.
Blossom, or is it this year's HasLab?
No,
The
Scrappy is MMS. Scrappy. MMS.
I don't know, buddy. I don't know.
I mean, it could be.
It's
It's Cobra Ferret, so I don't know. But it don't say vehicle. Scrappy don't say vehicle.
It does not say vehicle, no.
So that's something we can't. Blossom says vehicle. We got to look at that.
But maybe the trailers aren't technically vehicles.
Yeah.
So
Well,
TNS and
SMS.
TNS
SMS,
and MM.
The SMS and Techno Viper has vehicle. VHS on it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So yeah, that takes care of that, doesn't it? Or maybe it's like middle something for vehicles. Because the Cobra Ferret would be a small vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scrappy is the devilfish with. That's interesting. But you know what? We've seen this before. Remember last year it was all the poets' names, and everybody was trying to figure out weird connections between some of the poetry and the characters, and there wasn't any. There wasn't any real connection at all. So
No.
I wonder though, like you said, HB could be Hasbro Pulse exclusives, maybe MM's Target exclusives, or the TNS maybe a Target exclusive.
TNS might be Target, right?
Yeah.
I don't see them making any vehicles exclusive to Walmart or Target.
Well, for small like the Cobra Ferret, that's no different.
no,
Target's got the Python Patrol Trouble Bubbles.
Yeah. But they got the Python Patrol line entirely.
Yeah.
So
I bet the HB Blossom's probably either the Snowcat or the Thunder Machine, and then the MM Scrappy. That's mass market.
Oh, maybe.
Mass market vehicle. Cobra Ferret is probably going to be small if they do mass market. Because they sold the let's see, both Rams, the Tiger Force and the regular Ram, were Target exclusive, weren't they?
I believe so.
But maybe they're branching out into the mass market with them. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's more messy, and Walmart's definitely getting those because
More messy.
More messy. Okay.
But yeah,
Boy,
that's
that's interesting.
just a little.
I don't know. I think those HBs are Pulse exclusives.
I think you're right on that.
It's HB. It's Hasbro.
Yep.
Those are Pulse. Probably.
And according to that, we've got five exclusives.
And you know what? We've got PulseCon in June, Yojo June, right? Which gives us an exclusive. You've got Comic Con, which give you one, and we got a 3-pack at PulseCon in the fall, right? So, and plus Chuckles on top of that, which was Comic Con, right? Comic Con was Chuckles.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, 5 figures out of Hasbro exclusives wouldn't be out of the norm because that's what we got last year. So maybe, right?
Yeah, it's great possibilities. I just found that list interesting to talk about.
And the list that's been announced is really long at this point in time.
It's massive.
How many atoms is on that list we just looked at, Sean?
I mean, what?
How many atoms is on that list? How many lines total?
And maybe this is why they said a lot of the stuff that's been announced is actually going to be 2025, not 24. Because I think they're way overproducing, and hopefully they know it.
Monkey. There's 32 figures there. 32 items.
32.
So,
did you see the Vamps finally sold out?
Oh, did they?
They finally did.
Yep.
They finally did.
Oh, cheese and crackers. I forgot about that.
Cheese and crackers. You got cheese and crackers? I love cheese and crackers.
I got to remember what payment method I used on those, so I make sure I got the money.
I know I have to change mine before May. Not to mention the fact that was one other thing I was going to mention. Supposedly, reports were coming in that Vamps were showing up in Singapore, which puts them about 3 weeks outside of the United States. So you better be aware.
Donut Monkey.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing I even have pre-ordered right now.
It's all I got. Everything else has been canceled, or I have. So yes, I do. But the last pre-order I had was Night Force Tunnel Rat, which showed up.
Wait, no.
Last week.
There's one more. Dragonfly.
Well, that's not really a pre-order.
Yes, it is.
That sucker's already paid for, so not really.
Yeah.
That can show up anytime, Hasbro. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
That one can show up anytime you want to ship it to me.
And we'll probably get it right before Christmas, like we did to his.
I don't know.
I hope we see them before July. I think that would be a big boost of morale, and I think it would. I don't know, man. They stopped begging for money on another HasLab before we got the last one again. I don't think that's going to go over real big.
Yeah.
Considering the weight on the hiss, look, everybody's thrilled with the hiss, but you know what? That weight was excessive. If they're smart, we'll have our Dragonflies before they put the next HasLab up. And I say Rattler.
Yeah, I do too.
I will go on the record and say that the HasLab is going to be the Rattler.
I started to put Wild Weasel down on my list, but I thought, I think that's too much of a given because I think I believe you're right. There's too many rumors about it not to be true.
Yeah, we went through that epic denial over the Dragonfly. They said, "No, absolutely not." No, exactly right. So,
yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, we.
All right.
Our timekeeper said we're up.
Ding 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 ding.
We got one. We go all night if we didn't.
Yeah. There, I was wondering if we was going to get 2 full hours out of what we had tonight, but we didn't.
I showed up.
That with no problem.
Just showed up and started talking. That was the end of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great job, everybody.
Cool. We'll see what next week brings. I will try and compile a list this week of what we know, name onlys, and let's throw some rumors in there just to see. That should be relatively easy to compile on top of everything else this week. So cool. Thank you guys for doing this last week. And
My last words to everyone: donut.
Good night, Emmett.
that's exactly right.
But anyway, everyone be looking for the post about the giveaway and the 10 unannounced figures. We'll get something together on that by tomorrow evening.
Everybody get them in. Try to get them in by next Sunday night, and we
can
get
go
those
over
locked
them
in
later.
and make sure we all three got a copy of everybody's list. That way hopefully we can keep up with it 23 of us between now and the end of the year.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, you know what? It wouldn't hurt us to add hours to that list, and that, you know what? It can get printed off.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's what I put my notes in on my phone under the notes. That way I make sure I didn't lose the list.
Right.
On my phone.
All right, everyone. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.